Amanda wiped the sweat from her forehead with the edge of her faded wrapper as she arranged tomatoes neatly on the wooden table in front of her mother's small shop. The afternoon sun was unforgiving, beating down on the narrow street lined with small stalls and shouting traders. "Amanda, arrange those onions well. Customers are coming," her mother called from inside. "Yes, Mama," Amanda replied quickly, adjusting the baskets. She had finished secondary school months ago, and since then, this had become her daily routine, helping her mother sell foodstuffs in their small shop. It was not the life she had imagined for herself, but she had accepted it quietly. They lived in a crowded face-me-I-face-you house where privacy did not exist. Children cried in one room, couples argued in another, and the smell of different foods mixed in the shared corridor. It was noisy, uncomfortable, and sometimes frustrating, but it was home. Her father, Mr. Okafor, was a mechanic who worked long hours at a nearby workshop. Every evening, he returned home tired, his clothes stained with grease, but he never failed to ask Amanda about her day. Amanda was known in her school as one of the brightest students. Her teachers often praised her, saying she would go far in life. But after graduation, reality set in. There was no money for university. Sometimes, when she sat quietly in the shop, she would watch other girls her age pass by in neat clothes, heading to higher institutions. A deep longing would rise in her chest, but she would quickly push it away. One evening, as she sat outside their room, staring at the fading sky, her mother joined her. "You are thinking again," her mother said softly. Amanda forced a smile. "No, Mama." But her mother knew better. "You will become great, my daughter. God will make a way." Amanda nodded, though she didn't know how that would happen. Still, deep inside her heart, one dream refused to die: to become a nurse. The call came on a quiet afternoon. Mr. Okafor had just returned from work when his small phone rang. He wiped his hands on a rag before picking it up. "Hello," he said. "Good day, sir. This is Amanda's former teacher," the voice said. His expression changed instantly. "Good day. How are you?" he replied respectfully. "I'm fine. I'm calling because of Amanda. She's too intelligent to stay at home like this. Her future should not be wasted." Mr. Okafor sighed. "I understand, but things are not easy." "I know," the teacher replied, "but there is an opportunity. She can apply to study nursing abroad. I am willing to help with the application." There was silence on the line. Abroad? It sounded too big, too impossible. That night, after Amanda had gone to bed, her parents sat in the dim light of their small room. "What do we do?" her mother asked quietly. Mr. Okafor rubbed his forehead. "It is a good opportunity, but where will we see that kind of money?" They both fell silent. Then slowly, his wife spoke again. "What about the land?" He looked up sharply. "The inherited land?" She nodded. "We have 2 pieces. If we sell them, we can send her." Mr. Okafor hesitated. That land was their only security, the only thing they could call their own. But then he thought of Amanda, her dreams, her future. "She deserves a better life," his wife added, her voice breaking. After a long silence, he nodded slowly. "We will sell it." Everything moved quickly after that. With the teacher's help, Amanda applied and was eventually given admission to study nursing abroad. When the news came, Amanda could not believe it. "Mama, is it true?" she asked, her voice trembling. Her mother smiled through tears. "Yes, my daughter, it is true." Amanda jumped into her arms, crying and laughing at the same time. The land was sold. Every kobo was carefully used to process her travel and school requirements. Soon, the day of departure arrived. At the airport, Amanda held her small bag tightly as her mother hugged her again and again. "My daughter, don't forget us," her mother cried. Amanda shook her head, tears streaming down her face. "Never, Mama." Her father placed his hand on her shoulder. "Make us proud." "I will, Papa," she said. When it was time to go, her mother refused to let go at first. It took gentle persuasion before she finally released her daughter. As Amanda walked toward the boarding gate, she turned back one last time. Her parents stood there, waving, their faces filled with love and hope. Inside the plane, Amanda sat by the window, her heart pounding with excitement. As the plane took off, she looked down at the shrinking city below. A new life had begun. Amanda stared in awe as she entered her hostel room. It was beautiful. Clean floors, neatly arranged beds, bright lighting. It felt like a completely different world. "Hi, you must be Amanda," a cheerful voice said. She turned to see a smiling young lady. "I'm Helena, your roommate." Amanda smiled shyly. "Nice to meet you." From that day, Helena became more than just a roommate. She became a friend. They attended classes together, studied together, and gradually built a strong bond. Helena admired Amanda's seriousness. "You are always studying," she teased one evening. Amanda smiled. "I have to." But behind that determination was struggle. Money was tight, very tight. Sometimes Amanda skipped meals to save money. Other times she managed with very little. Back home, her parents did their best. Even when they had almost nothing, they still sent her money and even small food items. Helena noticed. "You don't have to do everything alone," she said one day, offering her food. Amanda hesitated but eventually accepted. While other students attended parties and enjoyed themselves, Amanda stayed focused. Each time she spoke to her parents on the phone, it reminded her of their sacrifice. "I must not fail," she would whisper to herself. Years passed. Through sleepless nights, sacrifices, and determination, Amanda pushed forward. Finally, the day of graduation arrived. When her name was called as the best graduating student, the hall erupted in applause. Amanda walked to the stage, her heart full. She had done it. Later, when she called her parents, they could barely speak through their tears of joy. Soon after, she got a job in a reputable hospital. Life began to change. Every month, without fail, Amanda sent money home. But she had a bigger plan. After 2 years of working, she contacted a trusted friend in Nigeria and secretly arranged something special. A house, 2 cars for her parents. One day, she called them. "Please, go and pick something for me," she said casually. When they arrived at the location, they were confused. Then the realtor handed them the keys. "This belongs to you," he said. They froze. "What?" her mother whispered. Tears filled their eyes as reality sank in. They immediately called Amanda. "My daughter, what is this?" her father asked, his voice shaking. Amanda smiled through her own tears. "It is for you, Papa. You deserve it." Amanda stared at her phone after submitting her leave application at the hospital. Her heart was already racing with excitement. It had been years since she last saw her parents, and this time she wanted it to be special. She didn't tell them. No calls, no hints, no warnings. She wanted to see the look on their faces. After her leave was approved, she quickly booked her flight to Nigeria. Throughout the journey, her mind kept replaying memories. Her mother crying at the airport, her father trying to stay strong, the sacrifices they made without hesitation. As the plane landed, Amanda took a deep breath. "I'm home," she whispered. But instead of heading straight to call them, she went quietly to the house she had bought for them, the same house they still hadn't fully gotten used to. Standing in front of the gate, her heart pounded heavily. Everything suddenly felt unreal. She knocked. From inside, she heard her mother's voice. "Who is that?" Amanda smiled but said nothing. The door opened slowly. Her mother stepped out and froze. For a moment, she just stared as if her eyes were playing tricks on her. "Amanda," she whispered. Amanda dropped her bag. "Mama." That was all it took. Her mother screamed in joy and rushed forward, pulling her into a tight embrace. My daughter, she cried, holding her as if she would disappear again. Her father rushed out from inside. "What is happening?" Then he saw her. He stopped in his tracks, his eyes wide with shock. "Amanda?" "Yes, Papa," she said, smiling through tears. He walked toward her slowly, then pulled her into a deep embrace. "You didn't tell us you were coming," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "I wanted to surprise you," Amanda replied. They all went inside, still overwhelmed with joy. Her mother kept touching her face, her arms, almost as if confirming she was real. "You have changed. You look so beautiful," her mother said proudly. They sat together, talking and laughing like they had never been apart. The house was filled with warmth, love, and gratitude. After a while, her father looked around the house and then back at Amanda. "My daughter, this house," he began, his voice shaking. Her mother nodded. "And the cars, everything you have done for us." Tears filled their eyes again. "We don't even know how to thank you," her mother said softly. Amanda shook her head gently. "No, Mama, no, Papa," she said, holding their hands. "You don't have to thank me." They looked at her, confused. "You deserve everything good," she continued, her voice steady but emotional. "You gave up everything for me, even when it was not convenient. You sold your land, your only inheritance, just so I could have a future." Her father looked down, overwhelmed. "You believed in me when there was nothing," she added. Tears rolled down her mother's cheeks. "So this, everything, is just me giving back a little of what you give me." Silence filled the room. But it was a beautiful silence, one filled with understanding and deep love. Then Amanda smiled. "And I'm not done yet," she said. Her parents looked up. "When I go back, I will start working on your papers. I want you both to come and visit me. I want you to see the life you helped me build." Her mother covered her mouth in shock. "Travel? Abroad?" she asked. Amanda nodded. "Yes, Mama." Her father let out a soft laugh, shaking his head in disbelief. "Look at our life now," he said quietly. They all sat there, reflecting. The struggles, the sacrifices, the sleepless nights, the difficult decision to sell their land, all of it. And now, sitting in a beautiful house, surrounded by comfort and joy, with their daughter, successful and standing before them. It had all paid off. Her mother reached for Amanda's hand and squeezed it tightly. God has been faithful, she said. Amanda smiled. Yes, Mama, he truly has. And in that moment, they all knew their story was no longer one of struggle, but of victory.